It's been 2 years since Hannah Brown won the Maribel Trophy on Dancing with the Stars.
And since then, she's found a new love of her life and even wrote a new book. Please welcome Hannah Brown.
Hey, Hannah Brown.
So great to see you, Hannah.
So good to be here.
My gosh, a lot has happened since we've last seen you, and life has really changed, huh?
I know. I watched the finale of Dancing with the Stars last night to realize it's been 2 years since that crazy time, and like so grateful for all that, but so much happened.
Right.
And then I've taken like the past 2 years to write a book, and that it like came out like right at the same time as that other big accomplishment in my life. It's been really cool.
The book is very revealing, a lot of bombshells in there, coming in with that clip. And I remember interviewing you right after you won. But in the book, you talk about, you say you were emotionally unwell.
Absolutely. I mean, my mental health, I talk about my mental health a lot, but there was just so many emotional things happening in my life and not really any time to process that. And everything just kept building up. And at some point, that build up, you know, I had to make some changes, and I've been really working on that in the past.
Was
few
the
years.
pressure of fame with that? Was it thrust in the spotlight? What
Absolutely. I mean, I had $70 in my bank account, lived with my parents. I thought I was going to get engaged and didn't, and then like ended up winning Miss Alabama, then going on this crazy journey of Bachelor, Bachelorette, like all in like a few months, all this stuff started happening, and life changed so quickly. And then the fame of everybody wanting to know what was happening in my life, like it really just took a toll on me. It wasn't anything I ever could have anticipated or expected in life, but it has taught me so much, and I'm really thankful to have the opportunity to, I think, really grow in front of the eyes of people and take those experiences and learn from them, and be a better woman because of it.
Well, there's no real way to prepare for any of that. It's just sort of learning as you go, and then now when little time goes back, goes by, I should say, you can stop and look back and, like you said, learn some lessons to it. And cut to now, you have a new man in your life.
Yes, yeah, Adam, he's great.
You look very happy about that?
He is the best guy. Like, I think that's one thing, like, people read about all my different relationships in the past and some of them not being so great, but I've really tried to take each of those experiences and learn from them. And I can now say, like, ladies, there are great guys out there, and I found one, and he's been so encouraging, so supportive of everything, and really makes me level up and be better because I'm inspired by him.
I heard he gave you notes on the book. So he read the book before it came out. What were some of the notes?
Well, we haven't looked at them yet. I asked him last night, and he was like, I was like, can I see your notes yet? And he was like, we'll look at them today. So he had just finished it like a week ago, and he's just been he was like, it's really great to be able to read this book, to know even more about you, and like. Well,
that's the thing, because he's going to get to learn about you, and there's certain revelations that might be sort of off-putting for a lot of guys, right? They don't need it, because it's, whenever I was in a relationship, I always said, you know what? You've had a past before me. I don't need to know about it. You know what I mean? I don't want to know about
that to you.
So it could be tough. I can see that, exactly.
Unfortunately for him, everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But he has been, like, just really great. I don't think he, like, completely enjoys it, but he also is like, this is such a celebration time for you, a shedding of the past and a celebration for the future. And
very mature.
Isn't it? Yeah, but he really means it, and it's just been, like, he's like, if you hadn't gone through all this, we wouldn't be together. So.
How'd y'all meet?
On a dating app.
Really? So that works.
They work.
Sure.
They work.
Yeah, and I was like kind of doing it as a joke. Like, I wasn't really thinking much of it. Like, my mom was so mad. She was like, why are you getting on a dating app? Like, what if somebody stalks you or something? I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll be fine. And had like all my friends in play to make sure, like, when I went on a date, it was safe and everything. But he, I just was having fun, and then ended up meeting him.
There you go. There are no rules when it comes to that.
No, and he looks like a movie star, and it was like,
people think he looks like Tyler Cameron. Does that bother him or you?
I don't know if it bothers him, but I don't really see it. They're just two really good-looking guys, I think.
Oh, you got good taste.
That's not the same guy?
No, that's a different guy.
That's a different guy.
That's her ex and the new.
Oh, got it. Oh, well, you stay consistent.
Yeah,
okay.
I like good-looking guys.
Well, wait, in your book, there's some stuff. What is the deal with Peter Weber? There's some bombshells in there for any Bachelorette fans. And Bachelor fans.
So Peter and I had a relationship that, I mean, we had all these, like, I went on his show and he said he wanted to be with me, and like all these unresolved, I think, feelings. And
wait, he's on the show as the Bachelor.
As the Bachelor.
So meeting all these girls, but he says to you, I'll quit this show for you.
Yeah. And that's the last time I see him, and then he gets engaged, and I think I was not emotionally unwell during the time, and I think made some different decisions, and we end up like reconnecting, and nobody really knew about it because it was while his season was airing, kind of in between him.
So in the season, he's chosen somebody else, and now you're back with him.
But they're not together anymore, but nobody knows that.
Oh, God.
So I had like this secret thing that I hadn't told anybody, and I finally talk about it more in depth in the book.
That's some tough timing right there. I remember during season 2, you said something like, I've had sex, but Jesus still loves me.
Yeah, I did
and
say
that.
that.
Sort of, and
it's
that
a
sort of
T-shirt.
off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I talk a lot about that in the book. Like my faith and sex were like a big topic of conversation, but also something that really, there's a lot of friction to that, and a lot of other people, you know, had a lot of words to say about what I was doing, the decisions I've made, the things I've said, and I think this book allowed me the opportunity to really go into like why I reacted the way that I reacted, maybe because of some past relationships that I've had, and the shame that has been around sex like my whole life, and really just like taking ownership for my own body and my own choices, but also believing that like Jesus does still love me in my mistakes, in my decisions, that doesn't define who I am. And so I'm really proud of that statement, but I think it's cool to read the book because there's a lot of feelings and emotions kind of at play that I don't think people really knew.
Sure. Tyler Cameron, what was going on because you were with him and then you see he's with Gigi Hadid?
Mm-hmm.
What did that feel like?
That was really hard. Like I think I didn't have like the happy ending on The Bachelorette that I wanted to have with Jed, and then I always had these kind of feelings for Tyler and asked him out like on the last show, and everything seemed to be going really well, so it was really shocking, and I think my ego really got hit with that, but also emotionally I wasn't really okay at that point because I was like, man, I just am taking blow after blow, it felt like. So that was really tough. But, you know, if I could date Gigi Hadid, I'd probably go on a date with her too. So I get it.
That's funny. That's a good attitude. Now, what is it with? Help me understand this. Your brother is now dating your ex.
We have a graphic.
Jed's ex-girlfriend, Haley, whom Jed was still dating when he was with you. So this is like a Days of Our Lives right here, right? A little bit, or
I mean,
is that still the case, by the way, or?
That is still the case. I'm like, is my life? Am I in an assimilation? Is my life a reality TV show? Because it feels like it.
Would you do one with your new boyfriend?
Oh my gosh! I mean, I think it'd be great. I mean, I like being on TV, so I would enjoy it. But I don't know. I really love the way our relationship is right now. But yeah, that's the case. It's very interesting. But my family is really important to me, and I want my brother to be happy.
Okay, that's a good attitude.
Also, in your book, there's some past people, Jed, who we mentioned, Caitlin, and Sean, talk about how production kind of manipulates contestants. Did you ever find that in your season or when you went back?
I think that there are a lot of emotions, and you're in this incredibly difficult and not normal situation. And the main purpose of you're making a TV show, but with real people. And I think with that comes a lot of interesting dichotomies that are going on. And yeah, I mean, there's definitely things going on there that you have to kind of figure out what is me and what role am I playing, and am I in this or not? Like really understanding and staying true to yourself, I think, can be really difficult in that situation.
And they need drama. These shows, they need the drama for ratings.
And I talk about, like, especially being the Bachelorette in that situation of, like, really believing this was my opportunity to, like, meet somebody and being super serious about it, but also realizing I have a job. Like, I'm the Bachelorette. Like, I get paid for this
Yeah.
too, you know, like this is my job.
It's a show. Yeah.
And it's a show, and having all that pressure to truly find somebody coming from, you know, my heart, but also from a big TV show, I think that was really hard and can make you like need to take some time to reflect on your decisions and if you're being true to you.
When The Bachelorette or Bachelor started, there was no social media, and I think they had it easier. Did all of social media affect your mental health?
For sure. I mean, it can be hard. Like, Bachelor Nation is so
Brutal.
great when it's great, and it can be really hard when you're in the line of fire. And I remember the first time that I talk about it in the book, like the first time that I really got hit with all the negativity and the like real death threats, like crazy things people would say.
Why are there death threats? Like, seriously?
I
Like,
know. I know.
Over what?
But I hate this for young
Over
people.
like, you know, silly things and people not knowing the full story, and like a person you don't, first of all, you don't know.
Right.
But I've definitely found boundaries for that. Like, I try to protect my mental health now. Like, I won't go into the DMs. Like, I try to stay off my phone in certain times because all those voices can get really loud if you're not like centered and know who you are. And I think during a time when you are all over the same place and I didn't have time to stop and process, those words got louder and louder. And so taking the time to really focus on myself and how I felt to write this book was really great for me.
Good.
Well, good for you. Sounds
Turn
like
that
a
off.
therapeutic
Wait, Mario,
little journey.
grab what's behind my chair.
Right here. Well, we
Can you reach it?
saw you were doing Floral Fridays on IG.
After she'll take
right
this
here.
rose.
So will you
Do it in-
will you take these roses?
Oh my gosh, I will. These are great.
Wait, what is
Yeah.
Floral Fridays? This is what you do on your Fridays.
Oh, I used to do, I don't do it really anymore.
Look how
but
cute, Hannah.
Look at
But
that.
I used to do some floral arrangements. One of my best friends like does amazing flowers.
Oh,
So
they're
she
pretty
kind of
good.
taught me how to make a good bouquet. But Adam gets me flowers like every week. And so
Oh,
fresh flowers, so I'm
Adam.
able to do them. Yeah.
congrats on this.
Thank
Congrats.
you.
Well done.
God
Glad you're
bless this
happy.
mess.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for coming in, Hannah. And listen, you can pick up a copy of Hannah's book, God Bless This Mess, Learning to Live and Love Through Life's Best and Worst Moments. It's available now.